Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 107 and today I just want to start things off by saying thank you ever so much to everyone who suggested things for me to do in this area here down in the comment section on the previous episode. As you guys know, I was kind of struggling with this, especially this area. This is definitely something that I was struggling with and you have provided me with a whole ton of ideas that I'm definitely going to be taking into account. We're going to be working on this in today's Hermitcraft episode. We're going to be doing a bunch of work on this area and actually doing some work underneath this mountain here as well. I think it's going to be pretty cool. I have a pretty cool idea for it. There's going to be plenty of detail involved and I'm going to be so far out of my comfort zone that I'm actually a little bit scared to get started. But before I do anything, yeah, this is coming down. Until I come up with a suitable replacement, I just can't leave this horrible thing here. I mean, I used diorite of all blocks for my scaffolding. It's disgusting. So there we go. Hopefully, that is going to make you guys just a little bit happier. And I'll be totally honest, it's made me quite a lot happier as well. I don't even know if I need anything that's going to be connecting these two up. Maybe I was overcomplicating things. Anyway, today's episode is going to be a bit of a strange one because I've actually run out of time right at the very start of the Hermitcraft episode. So I'm going to go AFK overnight and then I'll catch you in the morning when we can do some actual Hermitcraft business. And we're back on the server and that is not a good look. If I am correct with this, that is glass that has been dropped from where I was breaking those things, or maybe I even threw it on the floor. Because the iron supplies don't look that different. So either my computer decided to do an update just as I left the room, or I accidentally closed Minecraft. Either way, unsuccessful AFK session to the maximum. So, moving swiftly on, I've removed all of the wall area from this space here, and now what we're going to do, well, I've raised up all of the spruce wood as well, so what I thought we could do is essentially create an underground area. I don't know if I mentioned this in the previous episode, but what I'm going to do is create a big retaining wall that's going to be going around like this, made out of stone and cobblestone and everything like that. And then we're going to terraform the land so that it meets up with it. So it looks like the wall is holding back that land. Then underneath this area, we're actually going to create almost like a little fishing market. That's the plan for today's episode. I hope that it all goes well. So let's just get started. As I say, all unplanned, so this could be a bit challenging. Right, now let's have a look at this. So I've decided to go for a similar sort of style to what we have going on with the paths, and that looks a lot better. That looks so much better than the little rubble wall that I had earlier on. Oh, that's a massive improvement. Yeah, that's really, really good. Okay, chuffed to bits with that one. Right, let's finish that up and then we can actually start work on building up the interior of this place. Oh, and just as a heads up, I have been reading through your comments and a lot of you have been giving me good suggestions about how to deal with the spruce wood and the dark wood and things like that and taking out the lumpiness of this area. Now, I'm not going to be doing that in today's episode, because I'm going to leave it for a while just to see if it grows on me, but there are a ton of really good suggestions, so I'll take those into account. Right, so now all of the walls in place, it's time to actually level out this area, so we're going to place in a whole bunch of grass, and that's going to be coming up to this wall right here, which not only is going to give us more space for builds in the town, but also is going to provide us with a nice little space underneath that we can use to create our market. I feel like every single time I look at this thing, I'm flying up in this area over here, but this seems to be the best kind of standpoint to take a look at it. What do you think to that? I really like it. I think it looks really good. Nice. Okay, so we've got the land kind of dropping off on each side. I almost feel like we need to wrap this around a little bit, because we've got the grass spilling down the side there. Maybe we could even bring the wall down so it matches up. But otherwise, this looks really, really cool. Much, much better than it did before. That was a little bit of a mess. So now we need to work out how we're actually going to make entrances in this place. I really don't know how to make the entrances into this place though. So it's going to be quite a big market. It's going to stretch off in this direction, and I just wanted to have 2 or 3 little holes that you could pop through to get through into it. But I don't know if these look good or not. I think for the time being, I'm actually going to leave them, and I'm going to work on mining out this space so that we have plenty of room to work with, and then we can come back to the entrances, because they shouldn't be too difficult. This is nowhere near as fun as when you have a Haste 2 beacon. I feel like I say that every time. I feel like whenever I have a haste 2 beacon, I say, this is the best thing ever, I absolutely love it, while I'm chewing out blocks. Whenever I don't have a haste 2 beacon, I complain about the fact that I don't have a haste 2 beacon. Now, do I think this is a big enough space to work with? Yes, but I'm gonna make the actual shape of it a tiny bit more organic. In fact, you know what? I might punch into these walls a little bit so that we have little coves and little areas that we can place market stalls in. Yeah. Right, that's much better. Okay, now we need to work out how we're actually going to be doing the flooring of this place, and I was thinking I'm just going to continue the spruce wood down into this area, gradually slope it down here, and then on the walls we'll have all of the storage, I guess, in kind of inverted commas. We'll have the storage for all of the fish that is going to be caught from the people that are coming into this fishing area, and then maybe we'll have 1 or 2 market stands on this side. To be honest, I'm just coming up with ideas off the top of my head here, but hopefully it comes together nicely. And I think it has. Yeah, I think this looks quite good. I've spent quite a lot of time trying to make sure that all of this is a nice shape, and then we have not too many of these dips, and we don't have too much dark oak either, so it looks a lot less wet than it does out here. This is like really wet because of course it's out in the open, whereas this is a little bit more well kept, but it's still a little bit rough around the edges. That's the sort of style that I'm going for. So now we need to start work on the details and doing all of the walls. Now I have absolutely no clue how I'm going to do these things. I have no idea. I'm just going to grab myself some stone and other bits and bobs like that and just place it around and see what it starts to look like. Hey, those entrances actually look pretty cool. Now that I'm flying in and you can actually see them because there's blocks on the inside, they look really good. I'm actually really happy with how they've turned out. Oh, fantastic. This is brilliant. Okay, I've gathered up a bunch of blocks for the walls, so let's do it. Now, one thing that we're definitely going to need for this place is a slightly higher ceiling. So I've placed in some of the walls here. This is the sort of design that we're going for. It's very ruined. In fact, maybe it's a little bit too ruined, but what I thought we could have is these little holes in the walls. I'm actually going to add another one over here, and then we're going to add iron bars in front of them. Then back there's going to be like storage chests. So as I say, this is like a fish storage facility. I don't know how many times I've said that in today's Hermitcraft episode. It feels like I've said it quite a bit, but that's the plan there. So then for that, we need some relatively high ceilings because I kind of want to have the spruce and everything on the ceiling as well. Yeah, that's the idea. Okay, the ideas are sort of forming in my head. I'm one of those people, I really need to plan things before I actually build them. It's been ages since this has happened, but I've actually just broken my pickaxe. Unfortunately, you know, I still record with pillows around my desk to stop, well, to try and prevent echoing so that it doesn't go through into the microphone and into your ears. But my pillow was slightly covering the bottom of my hotbar, and I didn't notice that my pickaxe was running out, which means that we've now lost our absolute monster of a pickaxe. That's so frustrating. I managed to get myself Unbreaking 3 and Efficiency 5, but we need to get Mending and also Silk Touch, and I'm fairly certain somewhere in here I have a Silk Touch villager, and somewhere in here I also have a Mending villager, but it's going to be difficult to find. So this is our Mending guy. That's that one sorted. But where on earth? There he is. I was about to start complaining that I hadn't found him, but there it is, and for a very small number of emeralds as well. Okay, we're back to basics. So I've just been AFK for the past couple hours, finishing up the final elements of the latest film, which should now be out on the filming channel. So if you do want to check it out, there'll be a link on the screen, and also down in the description. But we have got tons upon tons of resources from the mob farm. I was AFK above the mob farm, and this thing has been spewing out stuff. Look! We filled up all of these! Holy mackerel. And as a side note, one thing that I did notice is that the town area is looking really cool from up on the AFK platform. Nice. Anyway, aside from all that, the walls are now completed, and also we have some storage inside all of them. Now this is just decorative storage, it's not actually going to be used, but this is where all of the fish is going to be stored away. So I think next up we should probably do the roof, and I was going to use spruce and also dark oak, but I don't know how that's going to end up looking. Now I don't really know how I feel about this ceiling. So all of the blocks are in, of course, you know, we've got the full roof in. It definitely looks better than it did before, but I just feel like it looks a tiny bit too shabby. But this is designed to be, this is like the storage cabinet of this area. So it's not meant to be beautiful. It's meant to be kind of slightly run down, where they're basically chucking all the fish. That's kind of the idea. I don't know, I might have a play around with it. I might remove some of these ones. Some of the little one blockers, they catch the light a little bit too much, and it doesn't look quite right. So we'll get rid of those, and then maybe that might improve things just a little bit. So I've done all that, and it definitely looks a lot better. So now I'm actually going to start work on making a crate. Now, I have refused to look on Google or YouTube to do this. I'm going to create my own design here, and hopefully it looks good. In my head, this is going to look great. But, you know, there are certain things that in my head I thought would look great. For example, the little area that came between those two iron farms. Thought that would look great. It looked awful. So, you can't trust everything. I mean, it was a good start. I just feel like... See, the issue is that I can't then place a trapdoor here. That's kind of the problem. But you know what? That sort of works. That looks like a barrel of crates. To me, that looks like a bunch of crates. That looks like it could be crates. Am I going crazy here? Yeah, I can see that. So we can place a few of those around, and then this can be like the storage cupboard. I like this. Cool. Okay, these are looking good. I've run out of trapdoors. This uses a heck ton of wood, so we're gonna have to pick up some more from the wood farm. But this is like, this is my first, I don't know how to describe it. It's my first useless build. Do you know what I mean there? Like, this is a useless build. It's filled with decoration. It's got chests in it and everything like that, but I'm not going to be using the chests. This is an interesting way of playing Minecraft that I've never done before. I'm a very functional guy. So to be doing this, it excites me. And I apologize if you find it boring, but this is great. So there we go. All of the crates are in place. We've got a whole bunch of sets of them. They're kind of dotted around this area. And yeah, as I say, really, really happy with it. Now, in terms of other things in this room... I don't actually know. Maybe some torches on the walls. Nah, I don't think that would be good. Maybe just some cauldrons here and there. Because obviously, as I say, this is a fishing area. So we can have some cauldrons up against the walls where they're going to be storing fish. Maybe just one or two. Or just a handful dotted through the build. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. I am so happy that I made these iron farms. They get you out of sticky situations. They're the best things to have around. Everyone's base should have one. They don't even take that long to build. Especially if you're stupid like me and you accidentally craft 27 cauldrons. Oh... That was way more than I wanted. But that being said, now that I've actually placed in 24 of them, it's pretty good that I actually crafted that many, because otherwise it would have looked really sparse. So we've got them dotted around in various different locations. And now I'm just in the process of actually filling them up, which I've got to be careful because we've got some ice, and that actually stops the water from regenerating and creating infinite water sources. But now that I'm actually here, I can't seem to fill my cauldrons with any water. Any ideas? So that is all. Really, really happy with this place. Let me know down in the comment section what you think I should do to improve it. Just because, you know, you guys are super creative. You can come up with some awesome ideas. There's probably some things I might have missed out on. Maybe details that you think I should add in that will make this place better. But for the time being, as one of my first dedicated pointless projects, that's what it's going to be referred to as, I'm happy with it. I really do think this is like an asset to the base, and I'm also really, really happy with this wall as well, and I'm pretty happy with the terraforming that we've done around the top. I think that looks super natural. But there is one thing about the terraforming, and that is the fact that we don't actually have any trees up there. So I think I might quickly place in some trees and also some torches, because we've had a handful of zombies and creepers wander down there while I've been recording, and that has been very stressful. Oh, and I've actually just realized that there are some gaping holes in the area where I guess sand has fallen through, and also we've mined through the landscape. So yeah, I should probably fix those too. See, this is a problem. Oh my word. Oh, I tensed up then. I thought that was going. Whew. And that, my friends, is that. We have got a fully grassed up area. I thought I'd add in some bone meal as well. I've covered up all of the holes, so they should all be fixed. This looks great. Really, really happy with it. But one thing that I will say is that it took a lot longer to build that than I was expecting. I mean, I thought it was going to be like maybe a 4-hour job. But no, it turned into like a 5-6 hour job, which is crazy, I know, because it doesn't even look that big. This is the disappointing thing about doing these sorts of things, is that it doesn't look that big. But because I get so worked up about building, and I try my best to make everything perfect, that it takes me just so long to build simple things like this. I feel like I need to relax a little bit and just chill out and just place blocks, just to throw them around, because that might be a more efficient way of building things. Anyway, moving on from that, I'm actually going to shoot over to the base because we have got a tiny bit of redstone work that I want to do underneath the ground, because we've broken a lot of things. Okay, when we were fixing the water, when we were fixing up the water walls around here, we broke pretty much everything underneath. All of the water just flooded in, and it's wiped out the Squid Farm. The Squid Farm is totally broken. You can see nothing's picking up these. And also, all of the redstone for this is broken, which, yeah, that could be complicated. Having gone back and forth between these designs a handful of times, as far as I can tell, this just requires 4 ticks on each side. And that could be it. So if we just grab ourselves something like a lever, and let's activate this redstone then. So if we flick this, okay, so they've moved across. I don't know if that was good or not. No, that totally didn't work. So I've rewired a bunch of stuff, and it still totally doesn't work. What the heck is going on? Have I think I might have done it, maybe? Okay, so that's that one. There we go. That's more like it. We were missing one repeater. It must have been washed away right the way down in this corner, and I guess that was stopping updating this back piston here, which meant that none of it was extending. But okay, that means that this is all connected up, and we are all sorted. That took, once again, much longer than expected. I don't know what's going on with my head at the minute. Oh, one other thing that I thought I'd do that I've seen popping up down in the comment section is to cover up the glowstone with brown carpet, because the glowstone doesn't look particularly good in this walkway here. So hopefully, I mean, you can still see the edges of it. As I say, I am going to do a little bit of redesigning with this area here, because it is a little bit higgledy-piggledy, and I'm definitely going to need more brown carpet than this. But let's just quickly take a look at how this all looks. I think we're almost there. We've covered a decent amount of space there, and we're using the last rockets. Let's fly up in this direction. Okay, that looks much better. Now let's go and get ourselves some more firework rockets. Much, much better. Awesome. Okay, right, next up, we're quickly going to run over to the gaming district, because I've got something that I really want to check on that I actually haven't checked on in absolutely ages, so this should be interesting. Okay, portal moved to top hub. Right, we need to try and find the gaming district hub portal thing inside the top hub. I imagine it's... Okay, so the portal has actually moved. I went to the old one, and it's been moved up to the new nether hub, which means that, no, my luck, it's going to be hellish to find. There's no signs currently on the nether hub. It's a real struggle to find anything. Maybe, is this it, or is this Cub Fan? I feel like this is Cub Fan. This is not a helpful sign, hermits. Not a helpful sign at all. Right, this looks promising. Okay, let's pop through into the nether portal. Zedaf was actually online earlier, but he has now left the game, and this place looks really different. There are actually a handful of games around here, including, I do believe, that is Mr. Exomovoid working on a new game, so I won't look at that for too long. But let's just walk off in this direction. This is so cool. We need to pop back here and play some more games, but I want to see if anyone else has tried to complete the labyrinth. Okay, and... Alright. I don't actually know if they have. And I don't think anyone's beating my current time. Apart from Wells Knight, who managed to get 12 stacks and 55. Jeez. I don't actually know. I can't tell if many people have actually played it again. There's a few people missing on the list. You know, Scar, Rendog, everyone like that. I feel like they should get involved. So I'm not going to ask you to ask them on Twitter or down in the comment sections or anything like that, because they will be swamped in comments and that'll be bad news. But if you have a hermit that you want to see play the maze, then it might be a good idea to let them know, because this thing is good fun and I'd love to have like a full hermit wide. Just all of the hermits have played it, so then we can work out who the best maze solver actually is, because currently is Wells Knight, and that is an extremely competitive time. That's incredibly fast. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, that is literally all I've got time for today. This video is releasing in 2 hours time, and I have no clue if that's going to be enough time to edit, render, upload it, and get the thumbnail done. So if it's a little late, then that is the reasoning. But if you did enjoy this video, please press that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later. Oh, and as per usual, you should check out the latest film on the filming channel. It literally just released today. It's probably my favourite one yet. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Link will be on the end screen. It's 4 minutes of your life.